But a strap winder, before I get into that, a strap winder is an invaluable tool when you're doing flatbedding, with as frequently as we have to deal with straps. If you don't have one of these, you're going to be stuck, rolling your straps up by hand, and that'll get old really quickly. What's up, guys? The Erudite Trucker here, back with another video. And today I wanted to show you guys one of my favorites and most used tools that I have in my kit. It has to do with something that pretty much every flatbedder does on a daily basis. I'd say like 95% of the time. And that is winding up your straps. Now, we throw straps or chains on every single load that we pick up. One of the two. You may do one of those a little bit more than the other, depending on what you're hauling. But for me, I'd say I do straps way more than I use chains. And I want to save as much time as I can when I'm out here on the road between pickups and deliveries, because we only have so much time that we can use to work in a day. So I want to go ahead and get cleaned up once I've made a delivery, so I can move on to the next one and keep on making money, keep those wheels turning. So let me show you guys the tool that I'm talking about. Here we are. I'm talking about strap winders. And as you can see, I have two different strap winders here in front of me. One is a manual strap winder and another one is an electric strap winder. Now, there are pros and cons to using both of these. But a strap winder, before I get into that, a strap winder is an invaluable tool when you're doing flatbedding, with as frequently as we have to deal with straps. If you don't have one of these, you're going to be stuck, rolling your straps up by hand, and that'll get old really quickly. So you want to make sure that you get yourself one of these to avoid that problem, but I'll show you guys how they both work. Alright guys, first up is the manual strap winder. As you can see here, it's got some prongs on it that you put your strap through, and a handle that you use as a crank. And if you can see here at the top, you will put this piece right here between, or I guess within your pocket, your stake pocket, and then you'll just winch it down to fix it tight so that it doesn't wobble side to side while you're actually trying to roll up your strap. But I'll give you guys a demonstration how it works. Like so, and we want to go ahead and crank it in there. Now it's secure, won't move. And you just go ahead and get your strap. Just crank it like so. And you're done. Alright, now I'll give you guys a demonstration of the electric strap winder, and then I'll go ahead and do a comparison and give the pros and cons for one of these against the other, and my preference. So the electric strap winder is one solid piece of metal. It's called a Bumblebee strap winder. And this one still has the prongs like the manual had, but there's no hand crank on this. That's where the electric part comes in. Our strap, we have our electric strap winder. Now, you will need another tool in order to use this, and that is, you'll need to have a drill. There's nothing special about this drill. Standard drill you can get anywhere, but you will need to have an 8-inch bit. You can see that there. And this bit will go in the drill, and that will actually fit right in this section right here, and your drill will be spinning this bit around, and that will roll your strap up for you. There we go. Now check this out. Perfect. Before I move on to the pros and cons, I also want to do a speed comparison using these two. So I'll start off with the manual strap winder. We'll see how long it takes to wrap one strap up. I think that took roughly 15 seconds, something close to that. Now let's try the electric strap winder, the Bumblebee. All right, that took about 9 seconds roughly with the electric strap winder. All right, guys. After that speed comparison between the two strap winders, I mean, clearly the electric strap winder is faster, but both of these have their pros and cons, and I'll explain those to you. With the manual, it's obviously not as fast as using the electric strap winder. It's also, you know, driven by your motor skills. You have to wind that up yourself 100%. And when you're putting your strap on with this one, the strap can have the tendency to want to try to slide around on the prongs and might try to come off, or won't roll up entirely straight like you have it right now. You might have like some poking out on either side, you know, unless you have your hand on the side of the prongs to try to keep everything reined in where you want it, like that. And moving over to the Bumblebee, well, first thing with the Bumblebee is the cost. A Bumblebee strap winder is going to cost you more than a manual strap winder, a fair bit more, but is much more convenience as far as it's faster. You know, you can wrap up more of your straps more quickly, and believe me guys, that definitely is noticeable, and definitely very desired to have your straps wound up much more quickly in the wintertime when it's cold outside and the wind is blowing. You don't necessarily want to stay around in that, having to wrap up like 16 straps, you know, if you had to use all 8 winches on your trailer, or you know, more if you got more on a bigger trailer or something like that. But yeah, so it's faster, and also you see how on this piece here it has this this tine sticking out, and that solves the problem that I was just telling you about the manual here, where your strap might want to try to work its way off. This prong keeps the strap within this position, and it won't work its way off of the strap winder while you're using it. One of the drawbacks for the Bumblebee strap winder is, for one, it says it's a little bit more pricey. I believe that that's offset by the convenience of it, but there is that. And also it's not usable by itself. You have to also have a drill. You have to also have an 8-inch bit like I showed you earlier. But with that, you don't have to use your own muscle power. And by muscle power, I don't mean it's like hard to wind it up. It's definitely not. But you don't have to exert any of your own energy when you're winding up your straps. And you can just wrap up a strap, take your strap winder and move on down your trailer, or you could drag all of your straps right to one spot and just wrap them all up right there. But I would recommend that a driver have both. Most guys are going to start off with something like this. That's what I did before I found out about the electric strap winder, but I still keep them both, even though I use this one 100% of the time now. But I have this one as backup just in case, because while you have to have a drill, your drill will need to be charged. So if my drill ever runs out of energy while I'm needing it, I can always defer to my manual strap winder and still get the job done until my battery is recharged. But with any of these drills, I mean, I use this drill literally, like, well, I'd say almost every single day. Every single day that I have any straps on my load, I use this strap winder the next day to clean everything up. As I've shown you guys, a strap winder is an extremely useful tool to have on your truck. And if you're trying to be an efficient flatbedder, whether you're using a manual or an electric strap winder, it's, in my opinion, 100% required if you're trying to make the most of your time and also, you know, not suffer as much when you're working outside during the winter. Because trust me, it's only, you know, it's seconds of difference depending on how much time you're using to hand crank it. But when that bitter, cold, piercing wind is hitting your skin, you know, you're gonna want to get those straps rolled up as quickly as you can so you can get back into the truck and get in the heat. But like I say, you're gonna use one of these two on a daily basis if you choose to get one, which I highly recommend you do, preferably an electric one. It's definitely worth the expense. You know, you're going to be using it very frequently. I'm going to need to use mine tomorrow when I deliver this load. I've got straps on it. But I will link, or I'll set a link in the description of this video where you guys will be able to find the electric strap winder. I'll see if I can find one for the manual strap winder as well. If I do, I'll go ahead and put that in there. I'll try to come out with some more handy tool videos, because there's quite a few things that I've got on the truck that have made my job a lot easier, and some of them have saved my bacon, you know, when I got into a little bit of trouble. So I'll work on that, and until the next video, guys, You're That Trucker out.